Peace. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Grand Family First Podcast. We're here. You know how to listen to your part of the family. Me, I'm your host, Lord Salam, and I'd like to send positive greetings and salutations to all. Today's episode is called Enough is Enough. What qualifies you? We have a guest that's soon to speak, Mr. T.R. Flo. But let me give you a little insight into this podcast, where it stems from. You know, this past few weeks, there has been a lot of backlash. There has been a lot of shadow banning. There's been a lot of, as I view it, misinformation. When I say misinformation, it's because it's taking a small part and causing a big problem. Stemming from the misconception or the misunderstanding or the mishandling or delivering of the Kanye tweet to the newest thing, Kyrie Irving. Understanding he tweeted a tweet. Now he's getting backlash from it. He's been called anti-Semitic, that he hates Jews. Never once did he ever say those words or utter those words. But we're going to delve into that. We're going to get deep into that discussion, and we're going to make knowledge more. We're going to give our own spew to it. We're going to give our own understanding to the situation, because there's always more sides. There's always more than one side to the story. It's your side, my side, and the truth. And that's why right now, enough is enough. Because I want to know what qualifies you to say what is right. Now I'm about to bring on my guest. Distinguished guest. I know this man a long time. And I say a long time, I know a long time. Since low league. We was in the South Carolina legendary rap group, the Carolina Pathfinders. We blazed the trail in the rap game. We set it the trend. Since then, we grew to become businessmen. He's an entrepreneur. He has his own barbershop. Teaches barbering. He teaches effectively about the things dealing in law, because he was legal aid, prepaid legal aid. But one thing is for sure and one thing is for certain. He's a man of God. He stands on principles and morals. So with being that said, my grand family first peoples, come on, let's bring on it and give my guest T.R. for a hand of applause. How you doing, Mr. T.R.? How's everything with
you? Blessings, peace and blessings. What's good?
True indeed, true indeed, true indeed. You and I, we spoke earlier today about the podcast, and I called you and spoke to you about it, because how I feel, the way that I see things, there's only one side of the story being told. You even have like celebrities, so-called quote black celebrities and athletes speaking their opinions, and they're speaking their opinion based upon how I see it, trying to outdo. Matter of fact, let me change that. Let me reword that. It's like they're scared. They became a prostitute for money. When you look at the African American in the United States, the economic impact that we deliver to this economy would rank us, and I think they said number 7 or number 9 largest country in the world. So being said, I'm trying to figure out why every time they put a microphone in another celebrity's face, or mouthpiece, they're quick to speak. You know what I'm saying? How I would look at the situation is this here. Why you coming to me when the problem is not with me? You need to go ask the man who you got the problem with that question. We always bash and like I can well, you made him look bad, I'm gonna make him look even worse. But getting to the meat and the potatoes of the podcast. Give me your point of view on the latest in sports entertainment and controversy dealing with anti-Semitism and things of that nature.
Yeah, man. First thing I want to do, man, congratulate on your success with music,
Thank you, thank you,
doing the numbers, doing the,
thank you, thank you. I appreciate that.
all other platforms. It's like every like, super pumping. It's like when I'm checking you out, man. It's like you making a lot of noise in the Carolina,
Thank you, thank you, thank you,
and I'm proud of you and got a lot of going.
thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that.
And salute for the podcast.
Yeah, you know that's
You just man your opportunity to lead by example, and it's inspiring right now.
thank you, thank you.
That you keep going,
Oh, yeah,
stop,
oh,
keep
yeah.
going.
Oh, yeah.
Um, looking at what's been going on, I follow a lot of from Kanye, which now is Kanye West, now known as Ye, and even Kyrie Irving, and I've been really studying this thing like every day. What they did to these guys weren't popular amongst a lot of people. The word that has been floating around is anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic. United.
Anti-Semitic.
Yes, yes.
And so I looked up the anti-Semitic and Semitic word, and what was funny, man, it had and in particular what Semitic.
Hold up, hey T.I., yo, your phone, you kind of breaking up a little bit. Kind of breaking up a little bit on.
Oh,
yeah.
Semitic people.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, thank you.
Apologize, I'm moving around.
I understand.
Semitic people are people that are from, Asia, and they could be African, can be Aramaic, they could be Hebrew. So what I've gained from the brothers and sisters between and Kanye is that they're telling these other people that don't want to hear that.
Right. Sorry about that.
They don't want to hear that. They don't even want you to.
Say that last part again.
They don't want you to touch on that stuff. They don't want nobody on that subject about the Semitic people. And you know that it. I'm going to try to answer. I'm going to try to answer your question about the situation with Kyrie.
Yes.
I saw today. Last night I saw that they suspended for 5 games, and they took away the salary for the 5 games. And then in the middle of the night, I apologize. and then I listened to a couple of, and the commentators were basically like, you said something earlier when we spoke, and it was like that question, the question, it was not made clear about what was his reason for doing that, meaning tweeting out that book. And it was another thing you said, like you remember.
Well, you kind of you break it up a little bit. You gotta put your mic up a little closer to your mouth so you know a little distortion so I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. You remember what you said earlier, and you were like,
and what in particular? About who?
We're talking about the question that they had for Kyrie.
Oh yeah. They wanted him to explain exactly what it is that he feels is wrong with the book. Like they wanted him to pinpoint, because he said, you know, it's filled with falsehoods, some things I don't believe, but it was a trick question to me. To be honest with you, in my my perspective, there was no answer he could have given them that would have sufficed. Because
I agree.
Because the reason why I said that is this here. He said, I do not want to discuss the religion when you start talking about who is the true children of God, because that's divisive. And I don't want to be that's divisive. I do not want to be divisive. You know what I'm saying? I do not want to be like that. I deal with all people of all walks of life. You know, he spoke that. He letting you know I don't want to deal with that. So please leave me alone. But that was not good enough. They wanted him to, well, what about this? What about that? But you promoting the book, because I tweeted it. Then I heard JJ read it. He was speaking about it. What you think you're doing when you have social media and you're promoting? Because, man, let me tell you something, dog. Let me explain something to you. And this is my point of view. This is how I look at it. Yes, I am a public figure, but I'm not your public puppet. See what I'm saying? It's like things they don't, just because you're paying and giving them money, at the end of the day, it's one thing Kyrie said when he had a little 6-minute brief conference. When he was, he said this at news conference, this is what he said. He said, I'm 30 years old and I'm learning. So in the process of you learning, he's learning in front of the public eyes. He's going to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Just because they want him to explain what you know about the book. Tell me, like, Stephen A. Smith like to say that Kyrie Irving would act like he's the smartest one in the room, and I don't get that from him. What I get from him is, why should I speak with you when it's always going to turn into as a battle of wit? When that ain't the time for that. I learned something just as I embrace. This is me. He came across a book, the book called Hebrews the Negroes. It was just like when you eat fish. You eat the meat and you throw away the bones. You know, it's like, they say the book is anti-Semitic and telling lies. And let me ask you this question. I mean, this is what I want them to understand.
Stop right there. Stop right there.
Yeah.
That's already. Mm-hmm. That already went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a right to go on my Twitter page and tweet out a book and share it with my followers, you or nobody else has a right to get into my privacy. Because when you look at the title of that book, the title of that book does not offend no one.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a title of a book.
Mm-hmm.
It does not say kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So what they literally did, what I got from this brother, I I saw this similar to black people in slavery.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like we're on a plantation
Mm-hmm.
and the master and them guys monitoring everything we speak
Mm-hmm.
and everything we do. What kind of conversations y'all having? So I went through this during the time of Kaepernick.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't agree with Kaepernick. Honestly, I didn't because I felt like you working for them. Why are you doing that?
Mm-hmm.
But when I went and I looked at the story, he wasn't really bothering nobody. He was doing a solid protest himself.
Mm-hmm.
And a reporter came to him and asked him what he was doing. So, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when everything came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I was acting a little funny about it. Bro, you on them people's job, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man. And, so now I'm fast forward to Ye and Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
When we go in to look at what happened, the details,
Mm-hmm.
when we look at the details, it's a funny situation. There's a lot of characters here.
Uh-huh.
The characters in particular are the 10 percenters,
Uh-huh.
which is your Stephen A's, your Charles Barkley, your Charlemagne.
Kendrick Perkins.
I'm going to leave it right there. I ain't going to stop.
Kendrick Perkins. I gotta get, man. I had to, when you said that, it's like you opened the door for me to say Kendrick Perkins because it's like he was speaking today. Him and I saw him in a news clip with him and Jason Williams, and
Right.
he act like he was as angry. You know what I'm saying? That he like, I'm gonna be more angry than you are. It's like, not one African American stood up to defend Kyrie Irving.
I'm going to give you one even. Those guys, they get paid to be mad at you. Because the Caucasians can't say what they say.
Mm-hmm.
The Caucasians can't get too angry like they can.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I watched Charles Barkley 2 nights ago, if not last night, say, man, he should be suspended. That's all the validation that the big boys needed.
You say he should be suspended?
He the first one said it.
Cause you know why I saw something when him and the guy Ernie, I forget with the low show they be on, and he was they were speaking, and Charles Barkley said it touched home because he has a son-in-law that's of that ethnic background, so he needed someone to speak that's from that ethnic background. So Eddie got one of the ones that he know, one of the rabbis that he know, to speak, and he said we need to have that talk. But my question is, do y'all really want to have that talk? Because see, it's not like y'all actually going to talk. It's like y'all want to tell me I'm wrong. But you cannot tell me that I'm wrong. And the reason why I say you cannot tell me that I'm wrong, everything that you said to align up dealing as biblical sense did not happen to you. You don't fall in that principle, but also the self. What is the problem with learning something that you may dislike? You know what I'm saying? I heard Sammy said something. He said hurt people hurt people hurt people. But yet he said hurt people should help people. Instead of y'all want to
Correct.
lash out, condemn and cancel, there should be a a teachable moment. But the fact of the matter is, y'all don't want y'all want to do all the teaching. But like this is 2022.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Knowledge is right here at your fingertips. Because it's just like, and I don't want nobody to feel as though this is a racist statement. So any views and opinion that expresses mine, it doesn't belong to nobody else. It's the same way in the Bible. It clearly describes Jesus as a black man, but yet y'all got him painted as white. Y'all got him painted as a Caucasian. And y'all force feeding that, and that's a lie. If the scripture said he has hair like wool, feet like burnt brass, that's not you. So why you got a light-colored man that's up there? So if you're going to continue to perpetuate that lie and force that lie, what else is you hiding? I mean, listen.
What else?
Yeah.
And you know, you're correct, man. It's a lot of lies. And what you said earlier about the rabbi.
Yeah.
You know, here's what I like: the fact that the rabbi wants. Mm-hmm. But here's what we're going to do, Mr. Rabbi, because I'm just learning. So, Mr. Rabbi, I believe you're a scholar at what. Mm-hmm. So I want to bring a scholar. Mm-hmm. So I can understand from both sides.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know if they'll agree with that, but
they won't try. They would probably try.
A lot of times with Ye. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys got issues with Kyrie. Mm-hmm. You know, they don't like those guys. Mm-hmm. Some of our people don't like Kanye. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Some of our people don't like Kyrie. Mm-hmm. You know, and you know what? These people are looking at God like they're fools.
Mm-hmm. Say that last part again because your screen got stuck. Say that last part again.
But here's I said they're looking at these two guys like they're fools.
Uh-huh.
But here's what the scripture says about that.
Okay.
The scripture says that God uses the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. Mm-hmm. That means that the wisdom of this world is looked at so little compared to the mindset and the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of God. Uh-huh. Meaning that anything can be used to make these so-called scholars and so-called smart people look stupid.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So he can take the very thing to bring forth understanding. Mm-hmm. And what does that mean? Everybody ain't gonna see it.
No.
That's why you got 5%, 10%, and 85%. You with me?
I'm with you. I'm following you. So I'm waiting to add on. I'm just letting you go ahead and get your thought out. Convey your thoughts.
So I don't argue with people when they say They don't like these individuals. You know, one thing that I got to say about the black woman, one of the downfalls that we've had is that we've expected our brothers
See that last part again?
that the one of the downfalls that we have
Uh-huh.
as black folks
Uh-huh.
is we expect our brothers and sisters to be perfect.
Uh-huh.
We looking for this perfect person. Now the crazy thing about it, if he was white or another culture, they wouldn't question none of that.
Uh-huh.
That's how blind a lot of us are.
Uh-huh.
And the problem is, Salam,
Uh-huh.
is that those people are not in touch with the truth.
Nah.
Because when you look at what these brothers are doing, they're tapping into the signs of the last days. And that's why most people, you would think, don't like these guys. Because they're only looking at their flaws, not the truth.
You know
Go
what?
ahead, brother.
You know what? Looking at the little clipping when with the exchange between Kyrie and the news and the reporter, and they asked him a question, they try to say he tried to usurp the answer by saying you trying to dehumanize me. They are trying to dehumanize the man. The man said this is what's going to happen. When I said us to do that, now it's gonna come back all around again. You had a problem with this man. That's the funny part of that's not funny, but it's crazy part about the situation is this here. First, it was the he refused to take the COVID vaccination, the COVID shot. He refused to take that. Oh, but Kevin Durant came there, so brought you there so you can win a championship. So you trying to tell me a championship mean more to my health? This is a team sport. Yeah, it's a team sport. But look at the whole situation. Look at it. You're getting mad at me for a one-time situation to try to win a game versus my health and my life. I don't know if I have an adverse effect to this. That's not. I'm not saying it's like that's his opinion. But ever since he said that, they went at him. But he wasn't the first athlete that done that. That said something about it, about the vaccination when it came. Because you know what happened? Because I was watching the news, going across the screen, Cole Beasley, who used to be a slot receiver for Dallas Cowboys, and I'm going to our Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
He said, and quote, "I'll retire first before I take that shot." But that got swept under the rug and tell everybody, Kyrie said he didn't want to do it, now there's an uproar. He's the no. First of all, this is my choice. Yes, I'm making millions and millions of dollars, yeah. But the same way they got a choice to say they can get rid of me, I got a choice to say what I want to put inside of my body. Which goes me to this right here. Oh no, man. Hold on. What got me to go to this right here. The commissioner, Mr. Stern. Mr. Silver. I got a question to ask you, because enough is enough. What qualifies you to say that apology was unqualified? What qualifies you to say that? You speak because think about it. You saying it wasn't good enough, so you speaking for the whole set of Jews? Are you speaking for that community? Because you said it wasn't good enough. Nobody else ever didn't say anything when he made the statement. See how you said Kyrie posted a book, so that's his belief. So you trying to tell me that's why? So I should look at it as the community feels that way. But I understand. I know y'all did one thing. Y'all did. He gave $500,000. Y'all took that money. Why y'all didn't give the money back? Why would you take the money of someone that's
Hold up, pause, sir.
Yes, sir.
They told.
Hold up. Something happened. I can't see you. What happened? See y'all. I'm gonna have to come back to see y'all. Something happened. Let me see what's going on here. Okay. Something that happened. I'm gonna have to come back to y'all. Y'all gonna have to come back in. I don't know exactly what happened. We was about to get in the meat and the potatoes of this thing. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and expound on the situation. Let me see something. Just give me a minute, y'all. Give me a second, y'all. I'm about to come back. Please keep this video. Okay, I'm about to come back. I'm gonna have to edit this, y'all. I'm gonna have to edit this, y'all. I'm gonna have to edit it. But anyway, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the situation here. It's crazy that something he posted a book, something that he read. In the way that you took it, and the way that you saw it and received it, was like he was promoting the book. But that book helped open up his eyes to see something. And he was telling his community, yo, this is a book that I read. And that book could have been yelled to open up a dialogue and to discuss. Not to say it right or wrong. Because it's not about being right or wrong. It's about getting understanding. Nobody wanted to get understanding. Nobody wanted to get the understanding with Kanye West, and I want to expound a little more on the brother. Look, T.R., you back? Oh yeah, you're back. Go ahead, you back. Go ahead. Matter of fact,
I'm back, man.
Yeah, man, I was getting ready to expound because I wanted to, because the brothers called Kanye Flam, and I told him, nah, he ain't Flam. Y'all gotta understand something. People speak. You got two ears and one mouth. They hear more and talk less. Kanye West. People got mad. I mean, the way he explained it, I ain't care about that. I look a little past that, about having that shirt. White lives matter. Did people think about this here for a minute and get yourself out y'all feelings and emotions? The man is married to a Caucasian woman. He has children that's biracial. That's, from my understanding, how I see, that's always around their Caucasian grandmother, Caucasian aunt, Caucasian uncle, cousins. This is what they see.
You don't think they're gonna? You don't think they're gonna ask him?
Yeah.
What does Black Lives Matter mean?
See, they gotta think about this. That's what I'm saying. It's like everybody saying, he like Boosie. I respect Boosie. I love Boosie. I like Boosie, and I can understand when y'all hurting y'all pain because of what he did. But sometimes it doesn't. It's not always best to speak when the microphone is in your mouth. Get his understanding. Y'all speaking and don't have his understanding at all.
Well, here's the problem. You run the social media to tear your brother up. Mm-hmm. You don't try to reach out to your brother. You don't call somebody and say, yo, check on him. Mm-hmm. See what he doing. Uh-huh. I respect this dude. This dude done moved our culture to a whole nother level. We need to make sure he's good, because once he opened the door to move into $10 billion, we want to be able to connect with him so that same thing can drop on us.
Yes, yes.
So we don't want to be so quick to kill our brother. See, a lot of these rappers that speak out, they used to killing one another. Mm-hmm. That's why it wasn't hard for him to strike at his brother. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you know what? Just the thing about it, I was watching the news because the tweet came out, and probably about a week and a half later, things took into effect. But I want to put things in perspective right here. There was a female rabbi. She was on the news and she was talking, and she was like, there's only 15 million Jews in the United States. She says only 15 million. We don't have that much influence. We don't have that much power to do anything. We can't do nothing. We don't have that strength to do this and cause backlash. We don't like the music industry and entertainment industry and the sports industry. I mean, she's speaking like trying to minimize the situation. Kanye made that tweet a week and a half. Like when the tweet went out in a week and a half, he going, went to the drink champs to speak. He went to Mav tomorrow to speak, but that got cut. And I'm gonna get into in depth because I saw him on the Paris Morgan show. Y'all say y'all didn't have no power. But nothing came into effect until Ari, A-R-I, Emanuel, which is Rahm Emanuel's brother. And know who Rahm Emanuel was. He was the mayor of Chicago. When Ari made that op-ed, Balenciaga, however you pronounce it, Adidas, and Def Jam's cut ties. Y'all, that tweet already been out there. He not been talking around, going all around. Nobody done anything. But until Ari, she's the actual founder of UFC, or the big majority on the UFC. He got a big entertainment company. Man, he got that bread. That's when he's made that op-ed. Not everybody dropped. But to say you minimize your population, but look at your power. That one man, that one op-ed. The man started. Nobody said anything till he spoke. No one done anything until he spoke. But my thing is to say, y'all talking about the tweet when he spoke, because first of all, y'all being misinformed, because DEFCON 3 does not mean attack, it means protection. Why he had to protect himself? The man lost a couple $100 million. And they want to keep knowing why he keeps specifying the fact of what their ethnicity was. Now going back to what the lady said, there's a small population of them. So it was five head of the banks, managers, people with power in the infrastructure and financial world industry. So you trying to tell me them five didn't know each other?
Yes, they do.
Looking about it, you got to think, it's five of y'all in the row, but then he even went to explain, but if we could, see the forest for the trees, he was proven right because nothing never happened until the guy Emmanuel spoke. That's when it happened. See what I'm saying? But no one never get to the root of the situation is the fact that why did Kanye make that tweet? No one want to speak to why. Y'all want to talk about what he said, but why? See, y'all looking at the effects, but there's a cause, and he keeps explaining the cause, and I'll keep saying, yeah, but no, I'm explaining you why I did this. Chance Morgan got $120 million out this man. $120 million they took it. How could you just for no, he didn't violate no SEC rules. He didn't, nothing illegal. But you take $120 million. So how am I supposed to act when one bank take $120 million? So imagine what the other four did. But I'm supposed to be like, and what he was saying is the reason why he did that, why he made the tweet the way he did, was he wanted their children who listen to hip hop to be like, Dad, what's going on? To arouse questions, to open up and explain why you did that. You know what I'm saying? He said, I won't apologize if I can get these such and such people together and let's open up the contracts. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't. There's nowhere in the world you can't say they don't have power. And I'm gonna give you another example. How I said, you know that they got power in the entertainment industry? Well, they dragged poor R. Kelly. R. Kelly got whipped. How to Survive R. Kelly. Why no one made a movie of Harvey Weinstein? Why ain't nobody made a movie of Harvey Weinstein yet? Oprah ain't said nothing. That's your bad. And I mean, you in pictures with him and all. You obliterated R. Kelly. He was, Gail tried to make him look bad in the interview, but they have yet, he did a one-on-one interview with anybody to discuss about Harvey Weinstein. Now, who was Harvey Weinstein? And him and his brother, what they on, was Lionsgate, MGM, or wherever he's the reason why they call that the casting couch. See what I'm saying? But look at the things that goes on. Y'all are small, so they speak. But this also goes to this here. What? Majority of the wealth of the world is controlled by 1%. So 1% got the majority of the money.
1%.
1%. So don't tell me about the numbers, man. Because they always got to be about numbers. It'll be about power. The position that you in. Where you're in the financial industry, entertainment industry, laws. Understand what I'm saying? And it's like, y'all, how could it be called the Torah? The 5 books of Moses. Moses couldn't write the book before he was born and after he died. See what I'm saying? It's like we gotta look at the whole thing, and that because this is a part that I wanted to get to earlier. They said that he was the book was anti-Semitic. It was hateful. You know what I'm saying? They excoriated him. I got 2 questions I want to know. Didn't the Bible was used during slavery against us to justify the slavery against us? But you still got that on them. But I guess it's secret, huh? But it was used as a tool against us. You understand what I'm saying? And number 2, Kyrie Irving said, I got it from a public platform. The public platform was Amazon. I remember back in the days doing rap. They didn't like the vulgarity of the lyrics. They didn't like how they was defaming and disrespecting a woman. And people went and marched to Interscope. They went in California, they were tearing up CDs and dropping them down on the ground. But ain't nobody saying nothing about Amazon. Ain't nobody saying nothing about Jeff Boyd. Why Jeff Boyd got this in there? Why is it in his facility? And it's not being asked to be taken down now. But Kyrie lost 5 games and a paycheck, and also $500,000 that he donated that they didn't give back. Why nobody saying anything about, oh, here he goes again, but why no one is saying anything about Jeff Bezos and Amazon for having that material? So it was easy access. He got that. You know, it's just so funny. It's like the same thing. Listen, I want to say this clear so y'all can understand it. Understand this one thing right here. I'm going to say this clear. Bill Cosby. He said the first thing dealing with the sexual allegations was a 16-year-old at the Playboy Mansion. Why in the hell was a 16-year-old at the Playboy Mansion and nobody said nothing about Hugh Hefner? That was Hugh Hefner's house. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you catch this point right here. It's like talking about Bill Cosby. His first sexual allegation was a 16-year-old girl at the Playboy Mansion. What the hell a 16-year-old girl doing at the Playboy Mansion, and why nobody said anything about Hugh Hefner? Because that's his house. You talk about what Bill did, but damn, Hugh Hefner set up the the playbook. He set up the environment for it. But no one never dragged his name through the mud. Playboy magazines or whatever, they illustrate all that stuff was going on. No one never said nothing about Hugh Hefner. He had the 16-year-old girl at the party. So if a 16-year-old girl was at the party, that ain't the only one, and that wasn't the first. But you excoriated Bill Cosby. If he did it, I don't know. I wasn't there. But I know one thing for sure. If me and you in the car together and I got a gun, you going to jail too. If I go kill somebody, what are you going to call it? If I kill somebody and you help me get away, you accomplice. So the same way as Hugh Hefner is an accomplice, should have been when he was talking about the 16-year-old girl. Jeff Bezos, whatever his name was, Bozo the Clown, I don't care. Y'all ain't talking nothing about Amazon. He getting totally off the hook. Even when I heard other players, people talk about it, they sweep right under the rug. Why? Why? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get it if I had no access to it. Amazon, public platform. But y'all never said nothing to Jeff Bezos. Y'all they never say nothing about Amazon. But everybody want to speak. Come on, man. Y'all need to cut it out, man. Y'all in the black celebrities, y'all need to stop acting like clowns and suckers, man. I was too much care for Charles Barkley. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't too much care for Charles Barkley. This is not hate speaking, this is my opinion. I don't too much care for him because go ahead.
You know, here's what I got to say about Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is one of the most outspoken brothers I know. But here's where the people are so powerful at. The Caucasian and those that are in power. Here's where they're so powerful at. They're powerful at micromanaging. So they would take $100 million, $100 million, which is the battery, and give that to Charles Barkley. That's like putting the battery in his back. Now he's going to be outspoken against everybody else.
But just the thing about it.
That ain't with the cats who got the bread.
But this is so funny right here. You got so much morals and integrity now, and this man should have been suspended for what he said. Ain't nobody say that this is. Hey, what about when you threw that man through the glass? When you was a basketball player? You know what I'm saying? You said I'm not a role model. So if you're not a role model, then why should Kyrie be looked at as a role model? Why should he be considered a public figure if you're not going to be considered a public figure?
See, he can get away with those words.
No, but I'm just.
You just can't say the other words.
Well, no, this is what I'm saying. This is the point that I'm saying. The same way you want it to be looked at, you don't want those responsibilities. You shouldn't try to inflict that same responsibilities upon another athlete that came down years later. Kyrie Irving never been in a fight that we don't know of. He never disrespected a woman. He never off the court. He never done anything. He didn't do anything. Charles Barkley, man, you did a whole bunch and a lot. But yet you want to give this man about morals. What about the fact that if he's so much anti-Semitic, I'm pretty quite sure that the WNBA, when them ladies, the females didn't have, hard for them to have money, and he was paying salaries out of his pocket, he didn't say just give it to those of the darker race. He paid the salaries for whoever had need that. That's what Kyrie did. Out of his own pocket. See what I'm saying? It's like you forget the man make one mistake and you keep beating him down. Like why? For what reason? You know, that's like people gotta be honest and stand the truth. You can't tell me a lie for so long when
deal with that.
Go ahead.
Here's the deal with that. When you look at Charles Barkley and those guys, as long as you don't touch on the power guys, we good. As long as you don't touch on the power guys, you know, when you start to go in that direction in any way, they become afraid. And because there's so many doors get opened up. And you know, that's just the way it is. You know, when you go in, you got to make sure that you got to be ready to die financially and physically. You know, and you got to move with intelligence also.
True.
After a while, you're going to have to move with intelligence. You can't move and just be all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, those guys done made hundreds of millions of dollars. So they got money. You know, this is the reason why you got to pass the money test here. See, what they've done is they've gotten us to take on this mentality that we're not made for. And the mentality is to go after any kind of wealth. When the scripture says, don't trust uncertain riches. Because when you sit down with a man at the table and you got the gifts, the ideas, the next big plan, and they know that, and they got the money, and they say, look, we want to put the money up for you. We're going to take care of this part. We got that. You better watch who you sign into. Which brings me to that other conversation. Leo Cohen. Did you see that interview?
No, oh, he spoke recently? No, I haven't.
Okay. He was on Charlemagne. And Charlemagne texted this guy by the name of Boyce Watkins.
Yeah, Dr. Boyce Watkins, yeah.
And say, look, I got Leo Cohen coming on the show. Text me whatever questions you want me to ask him. Boyce Watkins texted him and said, hey, listen, Leo, being that you guys are Jewish and y'all don't like when people speak out hate against cultures, people's beliefs, people's religion, or just put out hate, period. So why, when somebody talks about a Jewish person, you guys are ready to assassinate them financially and shut their whole program down, but you don't have a problem with African Americans getting on these records and talking about killing one another, calling their women out of their names, and just straight up violence and straight savagery, just savagery.
Yes.
And Leo was like, you know, I care about people. I try to hang in there with those guys. You know, they have a lot of issues, so I try to be there for them. But he was like, Leo, you sound like a hypocrite right now. He said, what do you mean? He said, Leo, you guys say you don't support hate. You're making billions and trillions of dollars off these guys.
Expressing self-hate.
Leo said, right, correct, self-hate. Leo said, I gotta feed my family.
Hold up.
Did you catch that?
He gotta feed his family. So that means you
said it just like that.
That means you don't give a damn about mine. That let me know you don't give a damn about my family. You don't give a damn about my race either. That's my point.
You
gotta feed your family. Leo Cohen, you gotta feed your family. When Mr. 300 Entertainment head to YouTube, you gotta feed your family. Your family must be got a dang on $100,000 a week budget in it. You talking you gotta feed your family.
Well, here's what their mentality is. Their mentality is wealth.
Yeah.
However you get it, you get it. That's the problem. See, they're getting it wrong.
Yeah.
That's why they're not going to last. You see? Yeah, you getting all these billions. And all these people around you celebrating you. But you're getting the wrong money. That's why it's coming up right now. That's why y'all keep hearing these situations come about.
But hold up.
And what their strategy is, if they even smell you going over that side, they're gonna shut you down.
But check this out, right? Leo Cohen said he got to feed his family.
Facts.
He sound like me, a man who make upward 5 figures a year. No, about yeah, 5 figures a year. When you sitting on your net worth is $150 million. $150 million.
Yes, sir.
When you can take $1 million and put it in the bank and live off the interest of it, off of that alone, because the interest rate off $100 million off $1 million is $60,000. So you got $150, $60. You know what I'm saying? Multiply that times 60. You ain't that, man. Come on, man. So where's the morals in that?
That's my point.
It's like, it's crazy. But